Hello, seventh grade. It's Mr. Matthews. How's everyone doing? I hope you all had a really nice mini spring break. I know we want all the days off in the world, but you had a few weeks off a few weeks ago. So we're going to get back to work so we can get you out on time in June. So we spent the last 2 weeks reading fiction, all types of trouble. We're going to pivot a little bit. Pivot means to kind of switch it up. We're going to switch it up and do some informational text. Now, informational text is non-fiction, meaning it's real life. Maybe it's explaining something or describing something in real life. So you should have either gotten a packet or your parents or guardians should have gotten the email with all of the activities for this week. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The story that I'm going to be reading is called The Road to the Olympics. And this is what you have in the email or the packet that you should have received. So I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to read the story and then I'm going to ask you 4 questions. And you're going to go into Schoology and take the quiz on the 4 questions. Okay? Here we go. The Road to the Olympics, Part 1. Imagine if Superman competed at the Olympics. He's so strong and fast that he could probably do well in any sport. Track and field? Superman smokes the other runners and captures the gold in the 100-meter dash. Weightlifting? That's a cinch for Superman, who could probably lift the whole building if he wanted to. In real life, the athletes at the Olympics are so good that it seems they have superpowers, but they don't. They just work really, really, really hard. Part of that is sharpening the skills they need to compete in their events. Ice skaters do their jumps and spins over and over again, and high jumpers try to jump higher each time. Can you imagine how much practice it takes to be the best in the world? Part 2. It's a lot, and it's not even all these athletes have to do. As they train, they need to maintain a certain level of fitness. Some athletes spend a mind-bending 8 hours a day working out. Swimmers might lift weights or go running. Figure skaters often take ballet classes so they can balance their strength with gracefulness on the ice. With all that exercise, Olympic athletes have free rein to eat a whole lot of junk food, right? Not. It's true that these supercharged athletes need to eat way more than most of us because they work their bodies so hard, burn lots of calories, and need to build muscle. But athletes learn early on not to gorge on junk food. For super athletes, foods with lots of nutrients, like lean meats, plant-based proteins, and veggies are on the menu. Nutrients give them energy and help feed a strong and healthy body, and junk food doesn't. Are you ever bummed because your parents don't let you stay up late? Olympic athletes aren't allowed to stay up late either. We all need sleep because it lets our bodies rest for the next day. It also helps our muscles and cells repair themselves from regular wear and tear. Sleep is extra important for athletes because they put their bodies through so much. Part 3. It's a full-time job to keep up with all that exercise, eating right, and sleeping well, and it begins early. Lots of Olympic athletes start practicing their sports when they're little kids, and some of them get serious about the Olympics before they're even teenagers. But kids who are training for the Olympics still have to go to school. So some of them are homeschooled or take their classes online. Others have to fit in their workout time after school and on weekends. And sometimes they miss out on stuff other kids get to do, like playing video games or going to parties. It takes a ton of work to get to the Olympics, and it's a great goal for some people, but sports don't have to be a full-time job. Sometimes it's just fun to try out a whole bunch of sports. And you don't have to be Superman to do it. All right, so that's the story. Again, it was called, what was it called? The Road to the Olympics. Now, I'm going to read you 4 questions and answers. And then you're going to go on to Schoology in the week of April 13th folder and take the quiz. Here we go. Question 1. What is this article mainly about? A. How Olympic athletes benefit from homeschooling and online classes. B. Why Olympic athletes don't like to play video games or go to parties. C. How Olympic athletes balance exercise, eating right, and sleeping well. D. Why Olympic athletes need to eat so much more food than the rest of us. Question 2. Think about the article. Why do some figure skaters take ballet classes? A. To become stronger and more graceful. B. To get better sleep and repair their cells. C. To become calmer and more relaxed. D. To burn more calories and lose weight. Question 3. Look at this passage from the article. It's a full-time job to keep up with all that exercise, eating right, and sleeping well. But kids who are training for the Olympics still have to go to school. So some of them are homeschooled or take their classes online. In this passage, the word training means A. Running, B. Hoping, C. Thinking, or D. Preparing. Question 4. Look at the passage from the article. It takes a ton of work to get to the Olympics, and it's a great goal for some people. But sports don't have to be a full-time job. Sometimes it's just fun to try out a whole bunch of sports, and you don't have to be Superman to do it. Why did the author include this information? To show that there are different ways a person can become an Olympic athlete? B. To persuade more people to dedicate their lives to becoming Olympic athletes? C. To explain that a person does not need superpowers to train as an Olympic athlete? D. To emphasize that people can enjoy sports even if they are not Olympic athletes. All right, there you go. English 7th grade. That is your first story of this week called The Road to the Olympics. Click out of this video, head on over to Schoology, hit the little puzzle piece, and take the 4-question quiz. I'll see you real soon.